Yes, good evening, friends. Welcome to the session once again. I hope you all are doing good. Yes, just give me a while. I'm just adjusting my system. Okay, okay, now it is fine. Yes, good evening, friends, once again. I hope you all are doing good. Today, we will be starting a new chapter, new, new chapter or new section, that is Indian geography. Okay, today we will today we are studying a new chapter, that is Indian geography. So in this month I have three more sessions including today. So we will continue three sessions, that is part 1, part 2, part 3. In the next month, in the month of February, I will continue with the remaining sections. Okay. So anyways, before we go into the session, as we wait for some more learners to join in, let me just give you some important information from the Unacademy platform. As you know, every Sunday at 11 a.m. in Unacademy platform, we have this mega combat. So this coming Sunday, that is 23rd of January, we are having this mega combat. In this mega combat, you will get 56 questions, MCQ, multiple choice questions, to be solved in 60 minutes. Now you see here, there is nothing or there is no better way in order to revise what you have already studied, or in order to practice for your upcoming UPSC prelims, or for that matter any other competitive exams in India regarding the prelims is concerned, that is your MCQ, then by practicing this mega combat. Now, by attending this mega combat, you will also get an opportunity to self-assess yourself. As I always used to tell, as far as your UPSC exam is concerned or any competitive exam, it is not a university or a college exam anymore. It is a competitive exam. There is no pass mark, as you all know. It's a merit-based exam. Therefore, it is very important to know at what level of preparation you are. Therefore, self-assessment is very, very important. Just by studying yourself, okay, without comparing or without knowing what others are doing, it is very difficult to assess one's own level of preparation. Therefore, you lose nothing but you gain. And along with this, you will get amazing offers and scholarship also, like iPad mini, MacBook, iPhone XR, Amazon vouchers. Till now, it is a very big milestone for this Unacademy platform to have crossed 4 lakhs and more test takers in this mega combat. Within this, around 50,000 plus get some kind of benefit out of this, either in the form of gift or either in the form of scholarship. So you don't miss it, you don't lose anything, you only gain. Therefore, in order to enroll for this particular Unacademy mega combat, you can use my code, that is SUNEP10. Clear? Now, today is the last date for the introductory offer for your UPSC CSE 2023. Now, in this particular offer, you will be getting a 10% discount. So the original price money or the amount, original price comes down to this. But with the use of educator code, you are getting another discount. Therefore, the original price is reduced to this. So you save around 15,000 of rupees, which is quite a substantial amount of money. Therefore, you can use my educator code, that is SUNEP10, in order to enroll for this particular course and also take the benefit of such a substantial discount, which is ending today, 19th of January. So you kindly subscribe to this. Not only this, you are going to get additional benefit, that is, you will get access to 20 GS book, which is specially curated and designed and aligning with the latest trend which is there in the UPSC. If you can get if you can catch hold of this book, 20 GS book, you don't have to go anywhere in search of any material as far as your GS is concerned. And also, not only that, you will be able to sit for a test series. Okay. Your prelims 2022 is in the month of June. Taking this into consideration, in the Unacademy platform, you have a comprehensive batch course on GS for UPSC CSE. It is starting today, so you can kindly enroll for this. And if in your roadmap, if you are planning to sit for 2023, you still can go for Lakshya 2023, Mission 2023 and Expedition 2023, which you will not be able to see because it has been blocked by me. But still you have this, okay? These are some of the optional courses which are getting launched from the Unacademy this month. So if any of the optional which is there in front of you, like economics, history, geography, PSIR, philosophy, public administration, okay, you kindly subscribe to this and take the benefit of this, okay? With that basic introduction, let us continue our discussion of geography of India or Indian geography, okay? Now, kindly have a look at the map which is in front of you. Okay, we are going to study and discuss about India, that is geography of India. Therefore, it is very, very important to delineate our subject matter. In order to delineate the subject matter, or in order to build the base of the subject matter on which we are going to discuss, we need to know the area where we are going to study. Therefore, the Indian map which is in front of you, okay, the Indian map which is in front of you, kindly have a look. You just have to follow two important points: the horizontal line and the vertical line. Horizontal line represents the latitude and vertical line represents the longitude. Also, kindly have a look at the northernmost point of India and southernmost point of India. Also, the easternmost point and the westernmost point of India. And along with this, you kindly look at the Indian Standard Meridian longitude. And also, kindly look at the Tropic of Cancer, that is passing through the India. Now, such a very simple map which is in front of you, don't take it very lightly. The point is very simple. From this particular map itself, which is so simple, multiple number of questions has already been asked in your previous year's UPSC exam, none other than UPSC exam. You see here. So that is the importance of this particular map which is in front of you. Kindly have a look. Kindly follow the pointer along with me. You see here. The southernmost point of India, as far as the mainland of India is concerned. Why I am saying mainland? Why? Because India's sovereignty or the Indian jurisdiction is not only the mainland, but we have island nation like Lakshadweep in the west and Andaman and Nicobar Island in the east or in the Bay of Bengal region. Therefore, the southernmost point of the overall India will be the Intera point, which is here in the Nicobar. But as far as the main lane of India is concerned, the southernmost point is here. Kindly follow the pointer. It is around 8.4 degree north latitude up to 37.6 north latitude. This is the northernmost point of India. Remember, don't ever make a mistake of referring to some map, altered map, or you can say incorrect map, especially in these days of social media, Google and many other platforms. the map of India has been distorted incorrectly. Okay, therefore, you should not follow that kind of map. As far as your exam is concerned, as far as the Indian sovereign control or the sovereignty of India is concerned, the map should include like this. And also, India has a land boundary with Afghanistan, remember. Okay, now, so it is around 30, you can say, approximately 30 latitude, that is the extent. In kilometer wise, it is somewhere around 3,214 kilometers. So this is the northernmost point and this is the southernmost point, one important point. Okay, now another is the easternmost and the westernmost. Now the westernmost point in India is 68.7 degree. The easternmost point is somewhere around 97.25. So it is also nearly around 30 degree longitude. Now the westernmost point of India is there in the state of Gujarat. The easternmost point of India is in the state of Arunachal Pradesh. Now in your previous year UPSC question, there was a question regarding in which state or which of the following state is the eastern and the westernmost. Okay, so such questions comes in the exam. That is the whole purpose of displaying a map in front of you. Okay, so those questions were there, so don't take it lightly. Okay, now another point is this particular line, which is known as the standard meridian, which is somewhere around 5 hours 30 minutes advance from the international timeline. Okay, it is around 82.30 degree longitude. We all know 15 degree longitude corresponds to 1 hour, right? Clear? Therefore, the longitudinal extent of India is somewhere roughly around 30 degree longitude. Therefore, it corresponds to 2 hours. Therefore, yes, in India, we have only one time zone. Unlike other countries, say for example Russia has different time zone within the same country itself. Russia has different time zone, but as far as India is concerned, we only have one particular time zone. But if you take the sunrise and sunset time of different regions in India, the easternmost and the westernmost region of India is having a difference of somewhere around 2 hours, which means if a sun rises in the Arunachal region of India at 4 in the morning, then in the western coast, that is in the state of Gujarat, in the western coast, the sun will rise at 6 a.m. Similarly, if a sun sets at 5 p.m. in Arunachal, then the western coast will experience the sun setting at around 7 p.m. Clear? This I am not going into the detail because we have already discussed this and I assume that you know. That is the rotation of the earth from west to east and how the different time zones are calculated. It takes 24 hours for the earth to revolve around its own axis. Therefore, accordingly, 360 degree complete rotation and also the 24 hours comes to 15 degree longitude corresponds to 1 hour. Okay, and in India the standard meridian is 82.30 and this is the line. Now we are going to see a little bit later how many states this particular line crosses. Now another important point that you need to know is the line which I have drawn from the northernmost position to the southernmost location of the mainland India. If I draw a vertical line or if I draw a vertical line connecting these two ends, how many states or what are the state that this line crosses through or passes through, that also you need to learn. Similarly, the easternmost point and the westernmost point, if I join by a straight line, what are the different states that this particular line passes through or crosses through? another important exam point, okay, another probable question. Okay, now you have this particular line, that is Tropic of Cancer. Now this Tropic of Cancer passes through how many states in India? In the northeastern state, you have this Mizoram, Tripura, okay, West Bengal. So how many states now? Not only that, but in each state you have state capital. Like state capital. Now, this state capital, whether they lie north of this Tropic of Cancer or south of this Tropic of Cancer, that can be also another type of question. Or they will, in exam there may be certain locations which will be given, and they will ask you which is closest to the Tropic of Cancer, and if you move away, then which is the second closest, so on and so forth. So that is how the questions are asked in the exam. Clear? See, I always used to tell, don't study for your own self-satisfaction. You should study as per the demand of the exam. Okay? Therefore, this is how the exam demands. Therefore, you have to unlock in this manner. So, this is the key to succeed in the exam like UPSC. Considered to be one of the toughest exam in the world. Okay? Anyways, so this is it. Let us, here it is just a outline structure, very simple map, but you see here, we can have multiple questions from this particular simple map itself. I have already informed to you what are the questions, probable questions that will come. We have, see, I have just told you around 6 or 7 probable questions that will come from this map itself. Okay? Now, cracking UPSC exam is not about how much you read, but it is all about how you prepare. Okay, smart work, how you prepare, and how you will know that how you will prepare, depending on the previous year's question paper. Okay, now another important point is this particular line, that is standard meridian line, how many different states it crosses, that also is important. So another question you see here. Okay, anyways, let us go ahead. Here I have included the number of states also. Okay, now let us see some international boundary. You see here, the international boundary is the state of Gujarat shares international boundary with Pakistan, the state of Rajasthan, the state of Punjab, okay, Haryana does not share, okay, keep that in mind. Himachal does not share with Pakistan. It is Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, it shares an international boundary. Now, here we have a land boundary with the Afghanistan, this one, okay. So, in the north, we have a land boundary with Afghanistan. Then you come to this section, you have this Himachal Pradesh, which is sharing. You have this Uttarakhand, which is sharing a boundary. Here you have this Uttar Pradesh, which is sharing a boundary with Nepal. Bihar shares boundary with this. Sikkim is here, it shares boundary with Nepal as well as Bhutan as well as the Tibet or China. You have this Arunachal Pradesh, shares boundary with this and with this, China. You have this state of Nagaland, and this Arunachal also shares boundary with the Myanmar. This is Myanmar, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. Mizoram shares boundary here. Tripura shares boundary. Meghalaya shares boundary. West Bengal shares a boundary. Clear? Clear? Assam also shares a boundary with Bangladesh here in this stretch and also at this stretch. Clear? That is how the India is situated. There are different states of India, the latest one being the Andhra Pradesh, AP, Telangana is here. Okay. Clear? Now, Pottucherry is not situated in one particular location, but it is scattered among different areas. That also important point that you need to know. Okay. Now, situated in the South Central Asia, the Indian subcontinent extends southward into the Indian Ocean, with the Arabian Sea to its west and the Bay of Bengal to its east. It is located north of the equator, hence in the northern hemisphere lying between 8.4 degree north to 37.18 degree north latitude and 67.7 to 97.5 east longitude. The country is divided into almost equal parts by a Tropic of Cancer which runs at around 23.30 degree north latitude. The southern half, which coincides with the peninsular India, lies in the tropical zone, while the northern half belongs to the subtropical zone and is somewhat continental in nature. India also belongs to the eastern hemisphere as it lies to the east of prime meridian. This 82.30 longitude, east longitude, is taken as the standard time meridian of India as it passes through the middle of India near Allahabad. Okay, it means that when it is noon in Allahabad, the time for the whole of India is taken as noon. Clear? So, yes, we have a difference of around 2 hours between the easternmost and the westernmost location of India. In India, since we have only one time system, okay, we will consider it to be noon all over India. This is so despite the fact at places lying east of 82.30 east, that is the standard meridian, it is already past noon. And at places lying west of Allahabad, noon is yet to come. Okay, I am not explaining this because we have already said this. India, for such a large country, is not divided into different time zones. The country covers an area of around 32,87,263 square kilometers. It measures about 3,214 kilometers from north to south and around 2,933 kilometers from east to west, which means the physical length or the absolute length of north to south is much higher as compared to east and west extent. You see here, this is a diagram in order to show you the standard meridian of India, which is passing through different states in India. So you kindly follow the pointer and see, you see here. Here, this particular meridian, which is 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of this prime meridian of the world, it passes through this UP, Uttar Pradesh. And if you come down south, it is also passing through MP. You see here, this is MP, this is Madhya Pradesh, it is UP. In Madhya Pradesh, it is crossing through a small area, but it is passing through. Okay, so that is important. Come down south, you have this Chhattisgarh here. So it is passing through that Chhattisgarh. You have this Orissa. Orissa here, it is passing through Orissa. Then comes the Andhra Pradesh that it is passing through. So this is, remember here itself, UP, MP, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, AP. 5 states this prime meridian covers. Clear? Or crosses or passes by. Clear? Now, mainland India has a coastline of around 6,100 kilometers, which means mainland of India, starting from the state of Gujarat, coming to this Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, okay, West Bengal, all of this. This is somewhere around 6,100 kilometers. That is the coastline of the mainland of India. But if you include the Lakshadweep Island group and Andaman and Nicobar Island group, then the total coastline of India comes to around 7,500 plus kilometers. To the northwest, north and northeast, India has land frontiers measuring about 15,200 kilometers inland. The southernmost point of the Indian territory is the Intera Point. Intera Point, that is, Intera Point is here, in the southernmost part of this Nicobar Island, here. After this, it will be Indonesia island. Okay, so we have seen just now regarding this one, that is the southern Kanyakumari, that is the southernmost point of the mainland India. But if you consider the Indian sovereign jurisdiction of India as a whole, it is the Indira point which is located here. It is also known as Pygmalion Point in Great Nicobar, while Kanyakumari, also known as Cape of Comorin, is the southernmost point of the mainland India. The Bay of Bengal, the Indian Ocean, and the Arabian Sea meet at this Kanyakumari. Clear? India's international boundaries are mostly natural and historically determined. What is the meaning of this? India's international boundary are mostly natural. What is the meaning of this? India's international boundary mostly naturally determined, in a sense, you see here. At the southern region of India, that is ocean. So naturally it should be a boundary, because the land area ends and the water begins. So far the land area comes, it is the jurisdiction of India. So naturally, if you go to the northern part, you have these Himalayan mountain ranges here. So this Himalayan mountain range is a very difficult terrain. Despite the development of a very high technology, airways or high tech and advancement in science and technologies, even today it is not so easy in order to cross this Himalaya from one region to the other. Therefore, the Himalaya, with its very difficult terrain, in most of the higher reaches of the Himalayan mountain ranges, it is inhabitable, inhospitable, inhabitable. Okay. Therefore, these Himalayan ranges in the north is acting as a natural boundary. Now, how it is historically determined? You see the boundary between India and Pakistan. It is historically determined. It is a man-made boundary between Pakistan and India. It is not a natural boundary, but it is a politically determined, or you can say historically determined, which means the colonial history that we have, the Radcliffe Commission that you will study from your history class. Now, the boundary between other countries also, say for example Bangladesh, also the entire region was considered as a Bengal presidency. But after the partition of India, it has been created into East Pakistan and West Bengal. Okay? Therefore, the international boundary of India can be naturally and historically determined. I have just now explained to you what is the meaning of this natural and what is the meaning of this historical. Our country is bound by three directions by the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, and the Bay of Bengal. In the north and east, the mighty Himalaya and its offshoots form the international boundary of the country. You see here. However, India shares, you see here, in the eastern section means in this Himalaya runs from northwest to eastern direction like this. After this, a syntaxial bending and the Purvanchal, which is known as the eastern Himalaya, runs like this, thereby dividing India from Myanmar. Clear? Now, however, India shares its frontier with many countries such as Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. If we take into consideration Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Afghanistan is also one of our India's neighbor, and we will consider Afghanistan to be the neighbor of India. Okay. Now, the nearest neighbors of India across the sea is the Sri Lanka, which is separated by the narrow Balk Strait from the mainland of India. Okay, this is the Balk Strait. This is the Balk Strait. What is the meaning of a strait? Strait is nothing but the channel through which, between two landmass, you have a water channel, through which it is the ships move from one region to the other, or connecting two water bodies, okay, narrow, it is known as a strait. So you have this bulk strait. Maldives Island are another neighbor situated to the south of Lakshadweep Island. Myanmar is our immediate neighbor across the Purvanchal Hills, that is the eastern Himalaya, you can say, extension, and the Bay of Bengal. Other neighbors on this frontier include Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. Clear? Now, this is another map. Kindly have a look at this. Okay? Now, you kindly follow the pointer along with me. Let me give you one important information. You see here. You kindly follow this Tropic of Cancer line. Let us travel from the west coast of India, or from western section of India to eastern section of India. Clear? Now, the Tropic of Cancer is passing through the state of Gujarat. Capital city here is Gandhinagar here. After which it is also crossing through Rajasthan. Here. See, small part, see, this is Rajasthan. A small part of Rajasthan has been, or the southern part of Rajasthan has been crossed by this Tropic of Cancer. Capital city is here. Now, you come further east, it is crossing this MP, Madhya Pradesh. The capital city Bhopal is here, below the Tropic of Cancer. Come further east, you have this Chhattisgarh, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. It is cutting through or passing through this Chhattisgarh. Then comes to this Jharkhand. Ranchi is here to the south of this. Then come further east, you have this West Bengal. Kolkata is here below. Then comes to the northeastern part, you have this Tripura. Agartala is above. Then comes to the east, you have this Mizoram. Aizawl is below the Tropic of Cancer. That is how the Tropic of Cancer divides the country into roughly two separate parts. Clear? Now, let us see some important boundary of India, that is India and Pakistan boundary. You don't have to remember the numerical figure, but I will tell you which one you need to remember. Okay, you don't have to remember all the numerical figures, but you need to remember some, not the numerical figure as such, but some facts you need to remember, which I will tell you as we go along with the discussion. Red Cliff Line was drawn between India and Pakistan from Gujarat to Punjab, and that is how the boundary of India and Pakistan was drawn. Bordering the Indian state with Pakistan, in India we have the state of Gujarat, the state of Rajasthan, the state of Punjab, and the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh. Or you can say Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Now, you kindly have a look at this. And the total length of the border is somewhere around 3000. But you don't have to remember the numerical figure of any of this. Just you need to remember the relative distance that is covered. Say for example, Punjab, as per the given figure, Punjab is having the least. That is only for around 425. You don't have to remember this 425 kilometer, but just have a comparative or the relative distance that is shared. So Punjab is the least. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh is the highest. Okay, so you just have to remember that much. Clear? Now come to this, India and Afghanistan border. Okay, a total of around 106 kilometer border is shared with Ladakh Union Territory. You don't have to remember this particular numerical figure. Once again, India and China. The border between India and China is actually not fully demarcated. However, the following are the state and union territory wise borderland. Now you tell me why the border between India and China is not actually fully demarcated. And this is also one of the reasons there are many reasons, but one of the geographical reason of a border dispute, unresolved border dispute between India and China can be this reason. Like, it is actually not fully demarcated. Clear? It can be one geographical reason. There are many other reasons. There are many other geostrategic reasons. But one of the geographical reason can be this. Between the border dispute, unresolved border dispute, or the border skirmishes. Okay. Why? Because you see here, this particular Himalayan region, as I have just mentioned to you, it is a very difficult terrain. And as far as the economic aspect is concerned, you can say it is a very barren land, very cold. No vegetation grows there. But if you take into consideration the sovereignty of the country, or you can say the geostrategic importance, then it is a very important area. Clear? But anyway, let us see the boundary which is being shared by different states of India with China. Ladakh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. You don't have to remember the numerical figure of the different kilometers that has been shared by different parts of Indian state or union territories, but you just have to remember the relative distance that is shared by different states. At least the state that shares the least kilometer and the highest or the largest kilometer. Okay, here it is very clear. The state of Sikkim is 220, the Himachal is 200. Highest is 1500, that comes from Ladakh. India and Nepal border, that is boundary between India and Nepal, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Sikkim. Remember, a boundary with Indian state having a boundary with Nepal, West Bengal is also included. Remember that. Distance, Sikkim is only around 97, but West Bengal is 96. Highest one, Uttar Pradesh, 651. That you need to remember. Okay. India and Bhutan, Sikkim, West Bengal, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So you don't have to remember the numerical figure, but at least the state that is sharing the shortest boundary and the longest boundary. India and Myanmar, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and the total length. Clear? Then comes India and Bangladesh border. Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam, West Bengal. And you see the total kilometer. Okay? Therefore, if you see all the totals, you see here the total is 4,000. Okay? Here you see the total is India and Myanmar is 1,600, India Bhutan is only 600, India Nepal is only 1,700, India China is only around 3,400. Okay, Afghanistan is only 106, Pakistan is only 3,000. So the longest land boundary between any country by India, the longest one is with Bangladesh, and the shortest one is with Afghanistan. Clear? So we'll end the session here today. We will continue tomorrow with the structure or the geology of India. Okay, structure and the geology of India. So we'll end the session here today. Thank you so much for your patience and cooperation. We will meet again tomorrow at the same time. Bye bye.